A controversial psychiatric evaluation is being discussed tonight at the Fresno Unified School Board meeting. Opponents say it supports the drugging of America.
Not all parents think the program is working.
In fact, some told the Fresno Unified School Board tonight they think it is dangerous.
How would you feel if your child was screened for suicidal thoughts? The Pinellas County School Board took up that controversial issue today in a standing room only chambers.
They say that TeenScreen is an unscientific psychological evaluation for teen suicide. Opponents also say that it's funded by the big pharmaceutical companies.
Hide the children, keep them safe. Don't let the psychiatrist take them away. Hide the children before it's too late.
Actually, an opportunity that came to me while I was still at NAMI. I was one of a couple of people invited to add some remarks to his speech. We put into this speech, and it survived the edit process, a line that candidate Bush spoke, and if I'm elected, I will convene a commission to look at why our public sector and our mental health system are not able to do the job our citizens deserve, or some such. Anyway, he said, I'm having a commission. We had him on the record. Once he was elected, it took a while. A lot of reminders had to come to him that he had said this. We had to keep pushing.
I am honored to announce what we call the new Freedom Commission on Mental Health.
Parents speak out tonight against universal mental health screening.
There's nothing in the Constitution or in any statute really that says that the government has the right to look into a person's mental health.
Each child that goes through this process is going to end up with a label. That label will be carried around in their emotional data bank the rest of their lives.
And she demonstrated the computer program that asks kids a sequence of questions like these.
Have you often felt very nervous when you've had to do things in front of people? For this question, I want to know if you have ever had a sudden attack of feeling very afraid.
This is a program that has some very vocal critics. They say TeenScreen usurps parental authority, sends kids to therapy who might not need it, and they say the program encourages families to put adolescents on antidepressant drugs.
The Rutherford Institute, a civil liberties group in Virginia, has filed a lawsuit against the district on behalf of a Penn High School family. The suit goes back to TeenScreen, a mental health screening given last year.
Both federal law and Indiana state law require written consent from parents before these kind of tests can be administered to their children.
I am very uncomfortable and will not do business with an organization that has gone to Congress and told them something that's not true.
One of the questions asked is, have you often felt very nervous when you've had to do things in front of people?
I'm 43 years old and I'm nervous in front of every one of you today, but that doesn't make me mentally ill.
Promises of pizza or movies just to go through this TeenScreen process, which then involves possibly drugging of these children.
Oh, no, not possibly. Absolutely involves drugging these children.
Well, tonight the Pinellas School Board has decided against a policy change that could allow students to be screened for suicidal tendencies. About 100 opponents of the screening attended a school board workshop today. Hundreds more sent emails. Many said that TeenScreen, as it's called, it's a questionnaire, is intrusive.
On the TeenScreen's website, Kenosha's name is listed as going to be implementing this program. They had no
not over my dead body.
Yeah, no one is giving my child a mental physical. That is what he referred to it as.
Mental physical.
I wouldn't expect them to give my kid a physical, so now I want you to give them a mental physical? No, that's my job, my responsibility. Stop trying to take it away from me.
Some parents choose to get help from a psychiatrist and usually leave the office with a drug prescription. That's where the program draws criticism.
I know
as a very personal, heartfelt truth how dangerous these drugs are.
He advised that I go to a psychiatrist and that he was probably going to need medication. But at no point did they say, you know, take him into your medical doctor. And I ended up doing that, and it turned out he had allergies. And when we got those under control, then the behavior was fine.
The inventor of a very controversial suicide screening program called TeenScreen is a recent study by Schaefer that says that kids who took their own lives were 15 times more likely to have been on antidepressants.
We have a power-packed program for you here today. I don't make this stuff up, folks. This is taking place across the nation. To help us unravel it, Alan Jones is a governmental whistleblower. What's the real story?
I believe that the real story is that TeenScreen is a pharmaceutical industry-backed and sponsored effort to recruit our children into biological psychiatry.
Most board members said TeenScreen has too many potential problems. Hillsborough school officials have also decided not to use TeenScreen.
It's so utterly ridiculous to me to allow this into an education system. I just urge every person listening out there, this involves you. It involves your children. So it involves your future. Whether you even have children or not, you know somebody who does, you have to employ them later on. You have to work with them. This country is going to be run by those kids. If you do nothing else, at least sign the petition online.
Someone has to speak for these children. Did you know 85% of the testing done with TeenScreen produces false positives?
We do not believe that the government should mandate the mental health testing of children.
We're talking with Michael Hogan from the Ohio Department of Mental Health. He is the director. I feel compelled to ask you about the National Advisory Board for TeenScreen. There have been many questions about their connections to pharmaceutical companies. What do you say to those questions?
And I serve on that advisory board myself. There's probably some doctors who work with them who might have done research studies for drug companies.
Parents we talked with are uneasy about this kind of survey.
I would not have my child take that test, no. Because it can label the kids or set them in a category that they don't belong in.
Coast to coast, you're listening to Phyllis Schlafly Live.
Another conflict of interest is the schools get more money when they have more children who have labeled as some kind of disability on these drugs. We don't want some high percentage of our children being labeled mentally ill and put on drugs when they're not.
You know, teenagers, they can say one thing just to draw attention. So I'm not sure if I would like my kids taking those kind of surveys.
Talk about an invasion of privacy.
Who's really benefiting? It's really the pharmaceutical industry and the psychiatric industry.
A lot of people in this country that don't know about this yet.
And what better way to have the pharmaceutical industry tap into that and have, a link to potential customers?
What are we going to have? Children drugged up?
I didn't realize until just recently, and this all has to do with mental health. Let's take the Illinois state legislatures. Where did these people come from? How many of them think that they want themselves to be to go to a psychiatrist and be psychoanalyzed?
Well, they are being duped.
Well, sure they are, but how dumb can they be? Are we going to win over this thing? Or?
We are going to win. I do not plan on losing this fight. I do not plan on losing my freedom and the future of my children. It's simply a matter of speaking out. And saying no.
We'd like to take a petition with at least 10,000 signatures.
Meanwhile, an online petition is circulating to ban the program nationally. It's already racked up more than 11,000 signatures.
Hide your children, keep them safe. Don't